Hi, everyone. I am Wendy M. Watson, your love and embodiment architect, and welcome back to the Unraveling. Sometimes the most life-altering decisions don't feel brave, they just feel necessary. And we are going to dive in a little bit. If you watched last week, what choice I made after my divorce in 2004 when I was shattered. So let's dive in, shall we? All right, so after my divorce, I am shattered emotionally, financially, spiritually, yet I don't know that yet. And I had nothing left except a choice. Either I move back to California and move in with my parents, or I stay in Phoenix and I move in with a friend of mine and rebuild from scratch, or I move to New York with some friends of mine and rebuild out there. And if you remember from last week's episode, the one thing that I wanted to make sure of, that whatever my next decision was, it propelled me forward. It moved me forward. So moving back to California, moving in with my parents, felt like a backward transition. And I didn't want to do that. And so I decided to, ding, 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 stay in Phoenix and move in with a friend of mine who offered me his bed, literally, while he slept on the couch, rent free. All I had to do was cover my groceries and some of the utilities, that kind of stuff. There were no expectations, or so I thought, just kindness. So I moved in, I'm settling down, I started paying off my bills. Start really started breathing again, which was important. And we're sitting there one night watching Finding Nemo. And out of nowhere comes another curveball, because that's what I needed right now. I get this intuitive message, this full body knock knock. Your mom is about to call with some really big news. And literally about 30 seconds later, my phone rang and it was my mother. And what she said was super exciting for her and my dad. Turns out it was super exciting for my sister. But for me, it stirred something it stirred a wound that I was just living with. I wasn't sure if I was ever going to address it. I wasn't sure if I wanted to. I knew it was there, but I never really paid any attention to it. Clearly, life had other plans for me, and thank you for that. And so what I want to bring your attention to is that sometimes someone else's joys brush right up against our unresolved truths or our wounds, and that is where the next unraveling begins. So check in next week where I will share what she said and how it led me to a healing that I didn't know that I was ready for. So thanks for being here and see you next week.